What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. We're a niche channel. And reserved for the best is super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at @6th_element_comic. What's good? What's up, family? What's up, my people? I appreciate y'all, man, every day, man. What's good? This is sixth element of hip hop. Welcome to our Saturday show, DC Power Hour. I am your host. My name is Reno Noir. This is my co-host over here, Stu Dog. He about to pop in the camera here in a second.
Peace,
God.
Yeah, I'm on. Hang on, something just happened. Hold on, hang on. I'm still here though, but hang on. Keep him busy. Something happened.
Okay.
Something happened. Hold on.
Oh, damn. Well, something happened. But yeah, so like I said, man, this is DC Power Hour where we talk about DC related topics, DC films, DC TV shows, DC comic books, DC action figures, everything DC on Saturday at this time. Why do we do DC Power Hour? Just because Monday we usually talk about a lot of Marvel related shit. Wednesday we end up talking about a lot of Star Wars shit, and because Disney Plus shows and whatnot, things like that. And somebody said to me, they said, "Why do you guys hate DC?" I was like, "What? I don't hate DC. Well, look at this whole short box and this short box and this long box here full of DC joints. Are you crazy?" No, I rock with DC. It's just not my favorite thing. It wasn't my go-to thing. It wasn't my number one, but I was like, okay, so you feel like, we don't talk enough DC. So I said, tell you what, just to prove you wrong, we're going to do a whole show only about DC. And that's how we birthed the DC Power Hour on Saturdays. And so that's what
which is one of my favorite shows, I might add.
Yeah. And for a lot of the DC fans, I'm sure this show is everybody. That's because we try to please everybody. So Monday we talk a lot of, like I said, Marvel and hip hop and things. And Wednesday we try to cover the Star Wars and Disney Plus shows and things. And then Saturday is for the DC boys. And a lot of DC stuff going on too. A lot of good. I mean, Sandman is a great show popping off right now. We got a lot of news to tell you guys about the Flash and the Justice League and things like that. Where to begin? Oh, also, we kind of talk about HBOmax programs as well, because DC rather is part of HBOmax and Warner Brothers, and it's kind of this big conglomerate. So this is kind of the day we'll probably touch on things like HBOmax shows like House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones type shit. Oh, Stu, did you hear about the guy? Okay, so the guy that wrote the movie Heat, right? Michael Mann.
Right.
He wrote a sequel. It's a bestseller. It just blew up, just flew to the top of the charts. Heat Part 2.
Yes.
And he's making a movie. He just started filming called Ferrari. That is Heat Part 2.
Yeah, I just seen that.
Bro,
a couple days ago.
My brain exploded. I was like, yo. So Michael Mann revs Ferrari as Heat 2 tops bestseller list. Now, I want to be sure because I want to. Yeah, all right. So let's get into this because I'm not exactly sure if Ferrari is Heat 2, but I know Heat 2 just came out. Okay, I'm reading, so I'm sorry, guys. Fuck. Unfortunately, Ferrari is not Heat 2. But if you loved Heat, like I did, I bought the fucking audiobook. I ain't even lying. Audible.com. I was like, oh, they got Heat 2? Yeah. Downloaded that shit already, B. Already, right there.
I had to run upstairs and get my package, man. And look how it came. It's got a package, man. Look how it came. This is Amazon. This is how they get down. This is.
Oh yeah. What the fuck?
No,
Let's see
bro.
this,
No,
man. Show me
no,
this package, bro. What's
no,
going
bro.
on?
Let me
Show me
see.
this package.
Well, I had the
Let's see
roll.
what's inside there.
It
Corey,
said,
what's good, man?
Alexa
Slade,
said,
what up?
she said, Stu, action figure has arrived. Go and get it. So I said, boom, I'm gonna go get it.
Boom! I told him. I told you, bro. I told you. My man, you must have ordered that shit immediately when I told you about it. Cause how did you get
I
your
think
shit
so.
already? And my shit ain't coming till 2. You ordered that like yesterday, B.
This was supposed to come Tuesday. I was
This
supposed to
coming
see it for
Tuesday,
Tuesday. That's
right?
why when that's why when Alexa told me, Alexa was like,
That's what
action
mine
figure has
says.
arrived. That's why I jetted. I was like, hold up, be right back.
What
I was
the
sitting on the
fuck?
porch. I was like, hold up,
Oh, you like
I gotta
something
go get
happened.
that. Nah, it was
Oh
my
man,
package came.
they
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah,
have
I know.
Alexa. See,
That's
Alexa let you know when your package come. So you gotta get
right,
Alexa.
right. Well, I get
She was like, she was like,
the
go get your
text and
action
shit.
figure.
Yeah.
Nah, I got
Fuck.
Alexa just straight tell me
My shit
I
still
had
say
to go
arriving
get it.
Tuesday. Motherfucker. Come on,
Bro,
my
this was
shit,
supposed to
man.
come Tuesday. Listen, I feel good right
Yeah.
now because,
They say this shit ain't
like I
even
said,
shipped. What the real? This
listen,
shit
man,
still
you
say
get
ordered, but it still say it's coming
listen.
Tuesday. So
Yeah, mine said too, but listen, it'd be dope if they sent me another one. They sent me this one, then sent me another
ooh,
one on
and you
Tuesday.
got an army.
No,
Yeah, you building your army.
I'll be, I'll
You
be
be building
good
the
then.
army
I'll
then.
be real good. Yeah, I'll be like,
Hell
oh
yeah.
man, I get two
2
for the price
bats?
of one. Yeah, I'll take it.
Oh yeah.
I'll take it.
Oh, they got Striker. They got Tomax and Zaymont.
I want them, man. Are
$24
they
right
out
now.
yet?
Amazon. Yes, right now on Amazon. They will send that shit to you. Right now. It's in stock.
Oh, okay.
Oh no,
Oh,
no,
I
it
gotta get
doesn't.
on here.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Maybe it does.
I don't
What's
think
it saying?
Tomax and Zaymon are out yet.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think so either. Because this says pre-order. Okay. This item will be released on May 1st, 2023.
They
Bitch,
gotta
that's
stretch it
damn
out,
near a
man.
year.
They gotta stretch it out, man. They can't give it all to us at once.
Oh man, I really thought Tomax's Amon was on deck. I'm kind of happy though. To be honest, I'm kind of relieved that I don't have to buy all these right now. Because when they come out, you got to get them, or you
You
miss.
ain't gonna get them.
You miss out. FOMO. You missed out. But this Snake Eyes, the new Snake Eyes that comes with Timber is dope. He has a fucking, the Arab like turbans, but it'd be like the big bandana, like like the like Navy SEALs and shit that you be seeing him with it. He has that like a fucking like a thing around his neck, green army pants, and then his regular black suit, but he got the visors like silver gray, and he's got some gray accents and shit. It's fucking dope.
What for Snake Eyes?
Snake Eyes, the new Snake Eyes, yeah.
Hello.
Sada Poo.
What's
What
up?
it do? What's good, girl?
What have
All
I
right, here we
missed? I
go.
feel like I've missed some things.
Nah, you haven't missed nothing. We just on here
Okay.
bullshitting, man, talking about some new toys we just got. But yeah, there he is right there. So
Ooh.
that's Snake Eyes. And you see he's got the green pants and the silver visor and all of that.
And a scimitar.
Yeah. He's swath. But yeah, he's dope. He's got the grenade belt. What I love though is he's got the fucking Uzi. You see that what he's holding right there, that Uzi 9mm? That's his go-to weapon in and he previously hasn't come with that gun, so I'm glad. That's what I'm
That's
happy about.
it's a hard
Yeah.
gun to shoot, man. Uzi
This is
9mm,
what
they don't have a lot of
I'm ordering.
range. You gotta get real close with that.
Yeah.
And kill a crop.
Yeah, this is what I'm
Master.
getting next. Yeah, Croc Master. This the next one I'm ordering. Croc Master. And then after that it'll be Spirit. And then I'll pretty much be caught up. Oh, the new the Vipers. Did you see the Viper set they sell? They got 3. It come with 3 in a pack. You
No.
get
3 in a
3 Cobra.
pack.
Oh,
Ooh.
you get 3 Cobra Vipers, and they got one with like the Python paint job, and then there's like a red one, and then the 2 other ones. You haven't seen these? Oh man, check this out. Too vague, huh? There it is. 89 bucks. Check them out, Stu.
Mm-mm.
You get the
Yeah, that's
gray
cool.
and red. You get the blue and red with that suit, and then this one. I think these 2 are identical. Yeah, I think you get
Yeah, they
2 of
are.
these are
Yeah.
the same. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you get this guy. He's like the leader. But that's nice for if you're trying to build up like a, some people do army building or for I don't do that. I don't know why they do that. But I found these, and I think that these figures for these vehicles are 6-inch figures. So it's like this really cheap knockoff. You see the little figures, but that's a Black Hawk. That's a sick Black Hawk right there, and that's why they sell these figures. The figures ain't shit. They're just there to. But these vehicles and shit, you could put the GI Joe classifieds in them. I think that's mad cool.
Vehicles had to be huge, man.
Yeah,
Because you
yeah,
look at the
they're
size of one
big.
of these figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look at the size of one of these figures, man. Vehicles gotta be
Mm-hmm.
huge to fit one of
Mm-hmm.
them.
That is a dope vehicle. I really like that.
Hell yeah.
I really.
Yeah, I really like these. I'm really hoping that these are, and this is cool too. You get a little diorama, a little fortress or whatever.
Okay.
Doing setups,
Little
but it comes with a motor, four wheeler.
forward operating base.
Yeah, but I don't think. I think these are small. Yeah, I think these are small. This is 18 inches. But anyways, oh shit, my bad, y'all. Look at that. Remember these? When I was a little kid, we had these parachute shits.
Yes, I used to throw them in the air.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man,
yeah. Well, we used to
I
get
just
them and
watch
tie them
them.
to our GI Joe guys. Yeah, we used to get but this isn't like an official parachute right here. That's
Yeah, you could drop it
official.
from a building.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
they're official nowadays.
Uh,
Nowadays, kids got it good nowadays, man. They don't understand.
they
They don't
do.
understand
They
how
don't.
good
They
they
don't.
got it, bro.
Man, they used to say that shit to us though too. They'd be like, "We played with a stick in a bottle, motherfucker.
Like, all
Stick in a
right.
bottle." Yeah. Okay. But have you heard rumors of The Rock possibly taking a lot of control over DC for the next 10-year plan? I have. He
Yes, I have
says
heard this. Yeah.
he has a lot of ideas of characters in Shazam, and he thinks people would like to see in the future.
So what do
So
Mm,
you guys think? What do you guys think about that?
I don't like that. I don't like him having a lot of control over the 10-year plan. Isn't this the same guy who didn't want Black Adam and Shazam to even meet up? Like, so I don't know.
Yep.
So
did he?
I'm
Jeez.
pretty sure he fought for like Shazam to not be a part of the Black Adam film. I'm pretty sure.
I know he's fighting. Well, I know he's like trying to get a Superman, Henry Cavill team up
Yeah,
matchup. Yeah,
he wants
going.
that, but I don't think he wants hit like Black Adam and Shazam, which is just very strange.
Mhm.
But as far as I mean, a lot of control. Like, what does that even mean in the scheme of the 10-year plan? Like,
Right.
what does that mean for what does he want a Justice League? What characters? Just so many questions. But I don't know
Yeah.
if that's the best idea. I don't really think that's the best idea.
Well, I think like control. Like, what do you mean by control?
Right.
Is he gonna just have like more input, more creative input? Um, I don't think they're gonna give him the power of like a Feige would have.
Oh
In
yeah,
fact,
no.
no, that's what I'm saying. So, but we were talking before you came on about Michael Mann writing a book, a sequel to the movie Heat, and yesterday was a good day for the filmmaker. He began production in Italy on Ferrari, and learned that his first novel, landed at the top of the New York Times bestseller hardcover list.
Oh,
Heat 2 Heat 2 fleshes out events before and after the 1995 Heat classic movie that we all love, and lands atop the New York Times bestseller list in its first week in publication. So it's actually might be actually good, as well as being nostalgic. And but Mann wrote the novel with co-writer Meg Gardner in a book published through Mann's William Morrow imprint. Heat 2 is the first book in a 3-book multi-million-dollar deal between Michael Mann Books and HarperCollins Division. In a deadline feature on the book last week, Mann said that he plans to lean into continuing the crime story, which in the present focuses on the criminal exploits of Chris Shirelis, played by Val Kilmer in the original film, and Detective Vincent Hanna, played by Al Pacino in the film. Mann hopes to adapt Heat 2 into a theatrical feature after he completes Ferrari with Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz. But Michael Mann Books and Gardner are repped by Shane Salerno at the Story Factory, who set up the imprint deal. But I was just like, I had not heard of a Heat sequel. Like, I never even thought of a fucking Heat sequel. So that shit just blew my mind today. Had to share it with y'all. But Ezra Miller.
Uh-oh.
So Ezra Miller,
More trouble.
he well, his movie The Flash sets record test scores for a DCEU film. Apparently it's a really good film. People have loved it. A source deep inside Warner Brothers is telling us that the staff are quite perplexed by the way things have been going ever since the new CEO David Zaslav was hired. Because if you remember, in July, it was reported that he had rejected the pitch for a new Clint Eastwood movie, and Eastwood has been a mainstay at Warner Brothers for more than 50 years. And on the superhero front, I'm being told Zaslav is not happy with what he's seen of Aquaman 2, currently in post-production, but not to the point of shelving it like he did with Batgirl, but it has to get better. Meanwhile, Zaslav and company have had Ezra Miller, aka The Flash, assaulting people around the world left and right, but that movie is staying put. Zaslav is actually a big fan of The Flash. Personally, it's like his favorite character, and that's why they're like, there will likely be no more delays in regards to that movie. It's very much a 2023 release, despite its budget having been supposedly skyrocketed to close to $300 million. But directed by Andre Muschietti, The Flash is said to be one of the better DCEU films. And a recent test on the 11th test screening of the film only enhanced Zaslav's confidence in the finished product. I'm told that The Flash earned the highest test score ratings in DCEU history of any movie that they've done.
Okay. I don't really believe
Miller
that
said,
one.
I refuse.
I don't believe that at
refuse to
all.
believe that. Yeah.
oh, no, you can look it up. I mean, you can check it.
Oh no, he can say that, but I don't believe that.
You
I
don't
really
have to look that up.
that's just there to have people be like, oh, maybe it won't be a disaster with everything that's surrounding the film, aka Ezra Miller. Yeah, I don't believe that.
They said Ezra Miller is perfect in the role. The film is also Michael Keaton's grand return as Batman, and he said to play a very important role in the plot.
Grand return and grand exit.
Yeah, grand entrance, grand closing. But appearing in more than half of the film's 140 minutes. So Keaton is not a cameo in this. I thought he was going to be a cameo, like stop in, pop in, hide, do something, and dip. But he's actually in more than half of the movie. So he's a big part of it. Which I'm excited for. Like, I fucking love Keaton Batman, dude. I can't wait.
I
like
would
one of those
be excited, but it's like you've already removed him from the greater DCU going forward. So like to have him be such a prominent character, it's not gonna make sense in the grand scheme of things, because this was supposed to set him up as the definitive Batman going forward. So it just like it's gonna be weird if that's the direction they go in. It's just gonna be weird.
Yeah. Well, along the way there are cameos from Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, and Jason Momoa. And there's also a CGI version of Christopher Reeve as Superman. So how that's going to turn out, How does Reeves show up exactly? A big chunk of the plot has to do with Flash's desire to change his past and bring his mom with a space-time continuum. Bring back his mom, and this has the Flash starting to see DC heroes from the past, like Reeves and Adam West, Helen Slater, Linda Carter. Uh, but
Mm.
humorous, thrilling, and emotional is what one person told me about the Flash that had seen it. So we will see.
I'm a little nervous because that sounds like they're betting on nostalgia to carry that movie. That's what that sounds like to me.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
That's what that sounds like. So I'm a little worried, but I don't even think I'm gonna see the film anyways. But that's crazy. Oh no.
But the Flash, so in comic book world, the Flash confirms the fate of the Justice League. So going into Dark Crisis, the biggest crossover event that's currently taking place within the pages of DC Comics as we speak. The event began with quite a bombshell that the long-established DC figure Pariah assembled a dark army and hurled them at the Justice League, seemingly killing them and forcing the remaining heroes to step up to the plate in their absence. However, the latest issue of the Flash, issue 785, explains the fate of the likes of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and other members of the Justice League as the Flash family encounters one of their own. The past few issues of the latest arc featured the Flash family traveling through a number of worlds within the multiverse in an effort to find Barry Allen, who was discovered to not have suffered the same fate as his fellow members of the Justice League. So while many of the speedsters were ultimately unsuccessful in finding Barry, Wally West was able to do so on a dream planet, which effectively took the original Scarlet Speedster back to his early days. And believing that Wally was the reverse Flash in disguise, Barry was snapped out of it by Linda Park, Wally's wife, who also happens to have super speed of her own. With Barry brought back to his senses, he reveals that the rest of the Justice League didn't die when they were seemingly atomized by Pariah, but they were rather transported to similar worlds where their wildest dreams might have come true. The issue drew to a close with the Flash family returning to their proper universe as Barry dove deeper into the multiverse in a bid to find the Justice League. With the Earth being threatened by quite a few supervillains in the absence of some of the big DC heroes, Jeremy Adams' recent run on the Scarlet Speedster transitioned almost entirely from Barry Allen as the Flash to that of Wally West, with the series focusing on Wally's exploits as both a superhero and a family man. While it hasn't been revealed whether Barry will take the reins of the series once Dark Crisis ends, it will definitely be interesting to see which speedster holds on to the mantle following this major event.
That's
How do you
true.
guys think that DC's Dark Crisis will come to an end? Yeah.
As far as
Yeah.
a movie, a live action movie,
No, in the comic.
who? Oh, in the comics.
I mean, do you know about Dark Crisis?
I've been reading it here and there.
Because
Matter of fact, I'm
I
gonna
haven't
read.
read much more than that.
Basically, they're gonna kill. Basically, they're gonna kill off the Justice League. The comic hasn't been selling well, so they
Yeah.
needed a way to kind of end them and then move on.
Right.
Robin's trying. I mean, not Robin. Nightwing's trying to put together a new Justice League. Him and I think Damian are trying to put, but it's not really going well.
Mm,
Um, as of right now, um, they're just I don't know. It's just it's right now everybody's just worried about where to like nobody can find a Justice League. Like they've been disintegrated.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, like they're just not there. Nobody knows where they're at. The only person that did escape, they got teleported to. And I got the other comics. I haven't really read them all. But the last comic I read, they got teleported to I don't know some type of world or something like that, and they fought this entity. They don't show you what it is or who it is. They just show you, and they just show them all getting zapped and disintegrated one by one. So then Black Adam somehow escapes. He's the only one that escapes, and he comes back to tell him, like, look, like I watched them all get it. Like I
Mm-hmm.
just narrowly escaped. And so they're yeah, that's where I'm at with it. But I gotta finish
Yeah.
reading it. I'm actually
Yeah.
kind of in the middle, and I got a few comics I gotta read. But so far, it's good. How will it end? I have no idea. I'm in. It's a shot in the dark. Um,
Yeah. I mean,
but
do
it's
you think
good.
they're gonna?
It's good though.
Do you think they're gonna replace the Justice League characters, as in, like, they're not gonna be the heroes no more, or do you think they're just gonna like rebirth them? Just remake them with new suits on or some shit.
Huh. I can see a rebirth.
Uh, yeah, I can see a rebirth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that because
To
I think
like
that's
kill
where
them
they're
off
headed.
cold turkey, that's kind of a bold move. So I don't know.
Yeah,
That's bold.
yeah. Well, so and Snyder's Justice League Flash plan would have fixed DC Snyderverse issue. With Zack Snyder, he planned to conclude his Justice League story with a Flashpoint movie, which would have fixed DC's Snyderverse problem once and for all. After rebooting Superman with Man of Steel, Snyder was tasked with creating a DC cinematic universe inspired by the MCU, kicking off with Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. So Snyder's trajectory as the main creative force behind DC movies went on for several years and was seemingly concluded with the release of the director's cut of Justice League in 2021. But what is now known as the Snyderverse still casts a large shadow over the franchise. After Warner Brothers decided to use Man of Steel as the foundation for a DC shared universe, Zack Snyder's highly divisive style resulted in a troubled start for what became known as the DCEU. The studio and the director were clearly not on the same pages regarding what the Man of Steel sequel should be. And while Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice did set up the Justice League as Warner Brothers wanted it, it did so amid a very convoluted story and with controversial takes on Batman and Superman. After Snyder then left Justice League mid-production due to a family tragedy, the team up movie went through extensive reshoots that essentially moved the franchise away from Snyder's original plan. As soon as the Justice League hit theaters, fans began campaigning for for the Snyder cut of the movie to be released. Right, so those who had enjoyed Snyder's work on Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, wanted to see what the director would have done differently than Joss Whedon, who replaced him on Justice League. Surprisingly, after enough pressure, the 4-hour cut titled Zack Snyder's Justice League was greenlit and eventually released by Warner Brothers on HBOmax back in March in 2021. During the long window between the Justice League theatrical release in 2017 and the streaming premiere of the Snyder Cut 4 years later, Snyder revealed a lot of what his plans were for the two presumed Justice League sequels, plus other DCEU movies, including Flashpoint. And this sparked a new fan-driven campaign calling for Warner Brothers to restore the Snyderverse. During a 2019 fan screening of Batman vs. Superman, Snyder revealed how his original Justice League story led to a Flashpoint movie, allowing the DCEU to reboot and start from scratch, which I think is what they're going to do with the Flash movies. Why they have to put it out, because they have to do something. And this would have been an opportunity for the franchise to cleanly move on from Snyderverse instead of being a mixture of both old and new ideas. But Snyder shared that Justice League 2 and 3 would have dealt with Superman succumbing to the anti-life equation and becoming a general for Darkseid's Earth invasion. Most of the Justice League would have been killed by Darkseid, and Batman would have put together a resistance to oppose Superman's reign of terror. The scenario would then have been reversed at the end, with Flash traveling back in time and Batman sacrificing himself to save the world. While that story already resembles the Flashpoint comic event, Snyder mentioned that there was to be a proper Flashpoint movie afterward that would have rebooted the entire thing, allowing the studio to recast the Justice League and start a new series of movies. The very first scene of Batman vs. Superman was already a massive Flashpoint tease. Right, the high profile actors Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Lauren Cohan were cast as Thomas and Martha Wayne. A curious decision, given how the characters would only appear in the very brief moment of their murder. However, considering how important both Thomas and Martha Wayne are for the Flashpoint event in the comics, that's why they were cast with such important actors. And Snyder seemed to be setting up the adaptation of that storyline. So Morgan and Cohen very much resembled Thomas and Martha from the Flashpoint comic too. And, had the movie happened, they would have most likely played the Thomas and Martha Wayne version of the Batman and the Joker, respectively. In addition to to its nightmare epilogue, Zack Snyder's Justice League also had another small flashpoint set up through the relationship between the Amazons and the Atlanteans. So the movie establishes both cultures had a connection and even features a brief interaction between Wonder Woman and Aquaman regarding their similarities. So in Flashpoint, the Atlanteans and the Amazons are at war, and that's a conflict that ends with the destruction of Earth. And it's been clear ever since Justice League that DC wants to move away from the Snyderverse movies, the Snyder movies. And the Justice League theatrical cut is vastly different in terms of tone from Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. And none of the storylines set up by the Snyder cut have been picked up by other movies yet. And that said, the lack of a consistent plan for the DCEU, especially one that involves the Justice League, made it so that the campaigns for more Snyderverse, gained even more track. The easiest way for DC to move on from the Snyderverse would have been to keep the elements that were better received, such as Henry Cavill's Superman, now inserted into stories under new creative teams. Instead, audiences are currently not sure of who the DCEU's Batman is, if Henry Cavill is still Superman, and if there will ever be another Justice League movie with the original cast. And the DCEU seems to be kind of stuck in a moment of transition, which is why it struggles in moving past the Snyder DC movies. Snyder's movie, his DC movies were highly divisive, and might have become financially unstable in the long run. That said, 2 Justice League sequels with the same cast and a Flashpoint movie to wrap up the Snyderverse and give the DCEU a fresh start is a concept that could have worked under the right circumstances. This would have prevented the DCEU from being stuck in this mixture of old and new ideas, as it would give the Snyderverse full closure, and it would allow the studio to reshape the franchise for a new beginning. But curiously, that is exactly what the DCEU seems to be trying to do with The Flash. Although Warner Brothers' Discovery merger and the recently announced 10-year plan for DC movies suggest that the franchise will go through a similar course correction soon. Warner Brothers was reportedly also considering a Crisis on Infinite Earths movie before the Discovery merger, which proves how even the studio acknowledges the necessity of an in-universe reboot in order to reshape the future of the franchise. How Zack Snyder's Justice League sequels would have been received by the general audience is difficult to say. But the planned Flashpoint movie would have at least granted the DCEU, the chance of a fresh start. And what do you guys think? Would you guys have rather seen the Snyderverse wrap it up with Flashpoint, just that whole thing going, or are you glad that it's just kind of?
It's tough because I wasn't ever really the biggest fan of the Snyderverse. I didn't like his interpretation of the characters, the characterization. I'm not I just wasn't a fan. I was behind seeing. Yeah, well, Man of Steel was okay. But then they didn't build upon it with Batman v Superman. Right. In my opinion, they went even deeper. So I just didn't like that. And I don't know. I was for seeing the director's cut for Justice League because WB kind of robbed him of that, and that wasn't cool. But the overall Snyderverse, I'm not really a fan of. So it's hard to say if I would even want it to you. But then again, where we are now, I feel like a conclusion would have been nice for that particular universe. Do the Flashpoint, have it wrap up, and then, like you said, start anew. So it's tough, but I think having closure would have been nice, because we really don't have that right now. We don't even have
Right.
really a starting point. So yeah.
This is true.
Nah,
This
we
is
don't.
true.
She's right. She's right
Yeah.
because we got Man of Steel, and then we got nothing,
Right.
and then we got Batman versus Superman, and then we got nothing, and then we got
Hmm.
Justice League, and then because they had nothing on the menu, they gave us the Snyder cut of
Right.
Justice League, which is the cut
Right.
we should have just got from the beginning, and they should have just put it out. I mean, I know he had issues, him and his wife, and I think his daughter passed away or
Hmm.
something like that.
Yeah.
And
Something.
if you already had that cut on the shelf, you should have just put it out. I mean,
Exactly.
people thoroughly enjoyed that more than the cut up movie that you gave them. I
Right.
mean,
Hmm.
Because they
period.
took the opportunity when he had to go because of the tragedy. They took that as an opportunity to come in and basically hijack the movie, which was like so
Yes.
uncool. And it's like it just
Yes.
failed actually.
Yeah.
It did. I mean, sometimes people have ideas and we get it, but sometimes it's just not gonna translate well. Like
Yeah.
Kathleen Kennedy sticking in her version of the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie that she wrote years ago into the TV series. Nobody liked it then, nobody likes it now. Let it
Yeah.
go. Go with what you like. There was a writer that said that the original script for Obi-Wan was supposed to be in three phases. And the first phase was just people finding him. Like he was hard to find.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
could find. Nobody knew where he was. And then the
Yeah.
second phase was him and Qui-Gon Jinn
Training.
interacting
Yeah. Right.
and training and him getting his skills back because he had been rusty for so long, not using his force powers or just being a Jedi. And then the third part was after he did that was him accepting the fact that he had to make a sacrifice. And Qui-Gon told
Mhm.
him, like, look, I saw the future. You have to make a sacrifice. And you're not gonna like it, but you're gonna have to die in order for there to be balance to the force. But
Right.
the real thing with Obi-Wan was Obi-Wan didn't want to die. He was like, look, why do I have to die? Why can't I just do this? Obi-Wan was rebellious like that. So he was
Yeah.
saying that in the script, that was the big that was the big moment for Obi-Wan was him accepting the fact that he was gonna have to die. So when you watch Star Wars and he looks at Luke and he just holds his lightsaber up and he smiles, they said that that was a way of them paying homage to him accepting the fact that he accepted his fate and he let
Mhm.
Vader destroy him. And
Mhm.
so they said they had all these plans to, go back and forth and just fill in some holes in Star Wars with Obi-Wan, and Kathleen Kennedy pushed it all out the window and gave us her version and nobody liked it.
Yeah.
It was just
Similar situation.
yeah, similar. But
And
the
Black.
Flash
So
movie they're gonna put it out. They're gonna put it out,
yeah.
man. They're
Well,
gonna make it a
DC's got
thing.
a couple of universe. I mean, so yeah, the Flash movie, the whole thing with Black Adam and Shazam and that whole thing. You know, Dwayne Johnson and he's tripping too. Like so his we'll get Black Adam in October hopefully. But the character could have debuted in the 2019 Shazam had Warner Brothers went ahead with its original plan. The Shazam movie went into development in 2014 with the script that had included origin stories for both the title character and Black Adam. The duo have had a shared history in the comics, so it seemed fitting to launch their big screen iterations together in one film. But The Rock disagreed. He
Mm,
didn't want to do it. So when the first draft of the movie came to us, it was a combination of Black Adam and Shazam, two origin stories in one movie.
mm,
He said, and he said now that was the goal, so it wasn't a complete surprise. But when I read that, I just knew in my gut we can't make this movie like this. We would be doing Black Adam an incredible disservice, and it would have been fine for Shazam having two origin stories converge in one movie, but not good for Black Adam. And I kind of agree with him there. And I'm happy that he did it this way because Black Adam to me is it's just, I just like the character better than Shazam. So I would rather see Black Adam have his own movie because he has such a sort of deeper origin and everything, and the with the whole Egyptian and But he said, I made a phone call. I said, I have to share my thoughts here. It's very unpopular because everybody thought, hey, this script is great. Let's go make this movie. I said, I really think that you should make Shazam, make that movie on its own in the tone that you want. And I think we should separate this as well. Warner Brothers ultimately agreed. And now Johnson is headlining the standalone Black Adam tentpole this fall. He has
Yeah,
reportedly promised moviegoers that his Black Adam movie will forever change the DC universe on the big screen. So this could be the big, DC change that we're looking for. Um, you also got Robert Pattinson's Batman, who is rumored to be phased out of DC
Yes.
films.
Yeah, I was
And
oh,
just
so,
reading that.
yeah,
Yeah. So
it's claimed that Robert Pattinson's Batman will eventually be phased out of the DC Films universe as the rumors continue to fly following the cancellation of Batgirl and, the whole DC Warner Brothers Discovery. David Zaslav now in charge of the company. According to a report from the hashtag show from earlier in August, it said some current projects will be slowly phased out. Kevin
oh,
Smith recently confirmed the cancellation of Strange Adventures, where he wanted Nicolas Cage to co-star as Bizarro Superman. Regarding the Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson Batman, the site does report Reeves is expected to finish his Batman trilogy starring Pattinson, but it said this iteration of Batman will be phased out. So we can get, and I kind of figured that, like, this iteration of Batman, I kind of always thought it was this, how Joker's a standalone movie. That's kind of
yeah. I
how I
thought it
saw
would
the
just
Bat.
be such and just stay as its own thing. They wouldn't
Yeah,
have to really phase it out. I don't know. That
right.
just doesn't seem
That's
very
that's
smart.
Yeah, I feel like it should be its own self-contained thing. I mean, they got a trilogy. You got and they maybe talk because there was supposed to be a Penguin show too.
Oh yeah, I don't even
yes,
think that's
yes.
happening because they have not said nothing. They've said nothing about it, like at
Yeah,
all.
well, there's a couple of spin-off shows and stuff from the Batman universe. So yeah, and they haven't talked about. I haven't heard anything new about it. And like you said, and like with all this cancellation shit going on, I don't know. Maybe that stuff isn't making it, but the site, you guys can see, it also offers a DCEU reboot is in the works, which will see a soft reboot of the Justice League, where some of the characters and actors from previous films will return. Separate rumors offer Jason Momoa will be back as Aquaman, but that Gal Gadot is out as Wonder Woman. And it's further said that the original plan under Walter Hamada, who is expected to depart Warner Brothers Discovery following the release of Black Adam in October, was that a Crisis on Infinite Earth storyline was being developed, which would have seen Ben Affleck returning as Batman. But with all the problems surrounding Ezra Miller, it's probably not happening anytime soon, if at all. And we could also add that it appears if Michael Keaton returning as Batman in the long term has been scrapped, as well as Batgirl has been canceled. Affleck reshot scenes for Aquaman 2 and is said to be involved in reshoots for The Flash. And like you said, Dwayne Johnson wants to take over the whole DC Films universe.
Oh
Um,
please,
DC
Yeah.
insiders filled me in that Henry Cavill can return as Superman if he wants to, but what is holding things up is that Cavill is demanding a lot of cash. And I was also told that Dwayne Johnson and his production team want to take over the DC Films universe. Worth a mention is that I was told this by someone who happened to be walking home from dinner with me, who stopped and chatted with Batman producer Michael Uzlan outside of the San Diego Comic Con. And additionally, rumors have also offered Zaslav wants to bring in the Robert Pattinson Batman to a DC cinematic universe, but that he is butting heads with Matt Reeves, who wants to keep the universe self-contained. Recently, also saw it said that Zaslav got into a shouting match with the Warner Brothers Discovery board over the future of the Flash movie. He just fucking really wants this movie. And he also recently said that they have a 10-year Marvel style plan for the DCU films. So we'll have to wait and see who his choice to play Batman is going to end up being in the new DCEU. Because it probably won't be Affleck, Pattinson, or Keaton. So It's
A
a lot of
lot of
crazy
this
shit.
does not sound promising.
No,
Mm. I mean, a
not very.
10-year plan. So, all right. So, when are we supposed to get this 10-year plan started? Like,
Exactly. We have yet to see this 10-year plan. Didn't happen at Comic-Con. It has yet to happen still. And it's a
It's a
Marvel style plan.
Marvel
As if
style
that's supposed
plan.
to make me excited. Like,
Yeah, or that tells me exactly. Oh, it's a Marvel style plan. Okay, well, totally get it
yeah,
now.
like I'm supposed to know
yeah.
what
So,
that
but
is.
that
Like, what does that even mean?
right. That doesn't make it great. I mean,
Right.
The fuck is a
do
Marvel
you?
style? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know how
Well, so
Marvel
the
lays it all
Bond.
out and gives
Yeah.
people,
No, I know what he means.
you
The
know,
phases with the timelines and the whole
Right.
thing. That's what he's talking
I
about.
mean,
But
I understand like phases, but I don't know like Marvel like what does that even mean? That just what does that mean? And now if
it's a
Gal
shocking
Gadot is
thing to
really out as a Wonder Woman, I'm
right.
okay with that because
yeah, I've
she
heard this.
cannot
Yeah, I
act.
heard this a lot.
So
You don't
Wow.
like her as
the look wise, she looks great. She just can't
right.
act. So it kind of takes
Mm,
me out of the character for me.
Yeah, I keep hearing that too. And I keep hearing
mm.
people say they like when they watch her, they can't understand her sometimes. She has that heavy
Oh,
accent.
Accent.
she does
Yeah.
have a heavy accent. I
Yeah, a
mean, I
lot of
can
people say they
understand her,
can't.
but
Yeah, a lot of people say that they can't understand her because of her accent. So
Yeah.
oof.
Well, the
yeah,
Bond, the James Bond franchise doesn't mind losing fans money or respect, because salty
Uh,
Henry Cavill fans declare war after Cavill is reportedly out of the 007 race. Um,
no.
he's too
the,
young.
the, the
He's
search
too
for
young.
Bond continues. Yeah, he's young. He's definitely. I think though he could play a young Bond, and Daniel Craig wasn't much older. Like
But he was
Daniel
the right
Craig was
age.
a young Bond.
I
He
can't
was the
see a
right
young
age.
Bond. I don't know. I
Nobody
can't
can.
see like an older
It'll never
Bond,
happen.
but I can see a young one.
Nah, it'll never
He's
happen.
supposed to
It'll
be
never
middle
happen.
aged.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like maybe 40s.
Yeah, maybe late 40s, 50.
Mm. Mm. I think it's all right that he's out. I mean, he did good in that one movie he was in, Uncle, I think it was. It was kind of like a James Bond esque thing, but
Mm,
I think it's fine that he's out. They'll
yeah,
be all right. Worry about him coming back as Superman. How about that?
right.
Right. Because I mean,
Holy shit.
if you ever read the books,
Dude, Cavill's younger
hey,
than me. Holy fuck.
Oh, snap!
Yeah, he's
he's
83,
too
born
young.
in 83.
Yeah, he's too young, bro. He's too young to be a Bond. Way too young. Because if you ever read Ian Fleming's books, um, Bond's a little older. He's seasoned.
Yeah.
He's got a lot going on. He's just too young to play Bond, man. He's just
Well,
and nobody wants to see a younger Bond because we didn't see a younger Bond in any of the books. So this would strictly be a Hollywood thing, and most of the time when they do a Bond movie, it's after one of the books or it's just something really written really good. But most of them are after the books. Like,
yeah.
and you gotta remember too, he's too big to be Bond. Bond's not that muscular. Like Bond,
Well,
I
yeah,
like
but Daniel Craig changed that whole image. Bond was like old guy, and then Daniel Craig changed it with Casino Royale. And he's kind of been a more built, younger looking Bond, and I think I think they are trying to cast someone like that for the new Bond. I don't think it's I don't think that's why he's out. The fact that they were like his other contenders are like Idris Elba, Tom Hardy, Tom Hiddleston, Matthew Good. So they're all he might simply be out, because of the age, but it's a younger James Bond is what the movie is supposed to be about. So when it comes to the people rooting for Cavill as the next Bond, the actor is quite a popular choice amongst fans in the general audience alike. Following a commercial for number one botanicals herbal drinks where the actor was seen donning a classic suit and walking past parked silver Aston Martin, the support for the actor as 007 increased tenfold, as many felt the advertisement was playing up to a James Bond-esque theme. However, following recent Express UK report, entertainment reporter Ross King has shared tidbits about the criteria involved in the casting selection of the next Bond. According to such rumors, the list of candidates has now gotten narrower. But I'm really surprised to see names like Tom Hardy and Idris Elba to play James Bond. But I guess the latest rumor, and in some ways, part of this is very much true, is basically the Bond producers are looking for a younger Bond, someone probably in their 30s. At the end of the day, they want someone who will be Bond for the next 3 movies. Yeah, this will be different. So this will be a new younger James Bond.
Right. Well,
So
because
that's
Daniel Craig just complained that his biggest complaint was like, "Look, I'm getting too old." He was Danny Glover. I'm getting too old for this,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that was his biggest complaint. I
yeah.
mean, and I do because a lot of times you do when it comes to Bond movies,
Well,
the
he
same production company has done the Bond movies since the beginning. They're the same people,
Seriously?
the same,
Wow.
yeah, the same family, the same everything. So like they have a certain way they make those movies, and it requires the actor to be very physical in the making of these movies. And Daniel Craig was like, "Look, I was cool like the first
well
movie
since
in the
Daniel
three." He was like,
Craig they did, yeah.
"Yeah," he was like,
Before
"Look, man,
Daniel
this
Craig, they
is
weren't physical like that. He started that whole
not
physical
no,
Bond
not
shit.
as right, no, not as much."
Yeah, he
But
was always laid back and
it's
just smooth. He just chilled.
yeah,
Daniel
but
Craig be
he
running
just
up
didn't want to.
buildings and shit, jumping off roofs and shit.
Well,
Yeah, Daniel
you gotta
Craig took the brunt of that.
Yeah,
yeah, well, you gotta have a new demographic, so we gotta entertain them. I mean,
yeah, that's
so,
right. Yeah,
but you know,
kids
with
today
Sean
got
Connery
viewer moviegoers
and
today aren't looking for old ass heroes. I guess I always thought it was cool. I like to see old seasoned guys doing shit,
I don't know if it's
that's
necessarily
true,
tearing shit
man.
up.
moviegoers. It's maybe
But when
like the
you
people
right,
behind making the movie.
yeah,
They
because
probably
when
don't
you
want the
break it
actor to
down,
run, season out or whatever.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Well, Daniel Craig was the only one that complained. Sean Connery wasn't that old when he started.
And plus, he
Um,
wasn't doing a lot of shit like Craig was.
George,
He wasn't
well,
doing
movies were different back then. You know what I mean? They
right.
had a production. George Lazenby, he wasn't. He was only one time Bond. He wasn't too old. Roger
Yeah,
Moore, I think he's
you
the
know, Roger
longest
Moore
running
was my
Bond.
favorite. He was my favorite Bond.
Yeah, he was
Ah,
mine too.
he was my favorite Bond. Connery's great, but Roger Moore, for some reason, that was just my dude, dog. He was just so pimp, dog. He was just
Yeah,
so
he was.
smooth. But
And then you had Timothy Dalton, and you had Pierce
Timothy Dalton,
Bronson.
yeah,
And you
Pierce.
had Daniel Craig, man. But Ian
I
Fleming, when he
wasn't a
wrote the
fan of the
books, he
Pierce
wanted.
Brosnan.
Nah, Pierce Bronson, I didn't
That
really dig
whole
too
era,
much.
I wasn't into it. Like I fell out of James Bond, but I was into it. Like the whole Roger Moore shit.
Yeah,
That was
Roger
my
Moore,
shit.
I liked all his movies. I liked his
Hmm.
run. I liked
Yeah,
Timothy Dalton was in. Pierce Bronson, I could take it or leave it. Daniel
Hmm.
Craig, I loved.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
Daniel
Daniel
Craig, I
Craig.
loved. Yeah, I
That's
liked
the one
his
I
run.
grew up
But
on.
whoever the next one is gonna be, hopefully they kind of explore like Ian Fleming wanted them to be more of a. He wanted James Bond to be like plain. He didn't want him to be. He just wanted to
hmm,
be like look like an ordinary guy,
yeah,
just to be
Right.
plain. That's why his name is James Bond, because Ian Fleming thought that was the most. He literally thought that was the dullest, most plainest
hmm,
name you could ever come across in the
yeah.
history of your life, and that's
Not
why he
Now,
named him
anymore.
James Bond.
not anymore. Yeah.
Nah, not
But I can see
anymore.
why
Yeah,
Henry Cavill is out in that case because he doesn't look like an ordinary man.
no, yeah, but all the other
Right.
guys do. All the other guys do when you look at them. Sean
Yeah.
Tom
Connery,
Hardy, Idris Elba. Yeah.
yeah, Idris Elba, nah, couldn't be
Oh
James Bond.
no, I can't see that. No.
No, no, I
Plus,
can't
it
see
I
would be
can
the
that.
see
same
Idris Elba.
issue with
I
like
can see
Daniel
Idris.
Craig.
I can see Idris Elba playing Bond. I really
Nah,
can.
I don't think I could see it.
mm-mm,
Because then,
It
I
would
but
can't.
then,
be.
even like within a year, it would be the same complaints that Craig had because he's getting
Yeah,
up there too in age.
yeah.
So
Is he really? Is he? It's just
I
old.
thought
Like,
he was not
Yeah.
like super old, but I thought he was like middle
mm.
age. He just,
Well, Tom Hardy too is one of my favorite.
Idris Elba's 49.
oh my
Okay.
god!
Yeah, that's right. That's
Um,
right. That's
wow.
right. He's 49.
Oh,
Well, he looked good for 49.
yeah.
Yeah, he does. Because wait, I thought thought he was older. Nice.
Tom Hardy's like 45.
Oh wow.
Is he?
Yeah. He was born in 77. I was born in 79, so he's like 45. Yeah.
So, so we were
Tom
all
Hardy's
born
one
in
of
the
my favorite
70s.
actors, dog.
We were
I
all
think he
born in the
would.
70s, huh?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Tom Hardy is a Bond.
I can't see
Well,
it.
I can because you guys don't understand. Tom Hardy has an amazing range. That dude can
Oh, I
play
agree.
anything.
Definitely.
But the next James Bond auditions are set to take place to determine which actor is gonna, you know, take up the mantle. Um, the bookies have some huge names in the running from Tom Hardy, Henry Cavill to Idris Elba. However, EON Productions insider claim there is a specific threshold met by potential contenders. Over the last 60 years of the James Bond film franchise, there's been 6 official 007 actors: Sean Connery, George Lazenby, Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, and Daniel Craig. The 7th will be cast over the next couple of years, and fans have been speculating who will lead Ian Fleming. The likes of Tom Hardy, Idris Elba, and Henry Cavill continue to dominate the bookies' odds, however. So it's them 3. And with Cavill out, it's between Tom Hardy and Idris Elba. Are you going to go with a black Bond, or are you going to keep it Caucasian? What are we going to do?
Can
And
I
this
pick
shouldn't be
neither?
fresh. Say what?
Can I
She
pick
said she wants to pick
neither?
neither. She don't want
For
to pick
at
one.
least with those particular actors, could we pick
Right.
neither?
Yeah. But, having, a star in their late 30s, as Craig was in Casino Royale, it allows them to have an incarnation for at least a decade, with at least 3 movies under their belt. But I think because they're thinking about this along the lines of when Bond movies in the past came out, you would probably have 3 movies in about a 10-year span. But nowadays, you could spit out 10 movies in a 10-year span. Like movies don't take as long as they used to take. That's a fact. I mean, especially to hit theaters and to hit, all that. Because you remember back in like the VHS days, Sada, you probably don't remember this, but in the 80s, 90s, like a movie would come out and then like a year later, that shit would be on video. And then like another year later, then it would be like
Oh
on
no, I
HBO.
wasn't. That went well into the early 2000s.
Yeah, I remember the VHS. I just
Yeah,
don't remember that time frame. That I didn't know.
Yeah,
it would take
it
about
was
a year. The
Wow.
only
between
reason
each
why
medium.
is because they would show the movie all over the world. 1 and 2, piracy wasn't as bad as it is now. Piracy literally 100%
Changed the
without a
game.
shadow of a doubt rushed movies
Yeah.
from the movie theater to your home in 6 months or less.
It's true.
Ooh,
It's true.
yeah.
Straight up and down.
Within
You're
months.
Straight
right.
up because
And that was never the
piracy
case.
because it got so good. Like people had home computers. Listen, it was
Yeah, man.
yeah.
No,
I
but
mean
yeah, it was.
bootlegs was like, look, we got a market,
Yeah.
and it was booming.
Oh
It
yeah.
was booming. So
And gotta
yeah,
pay.
that made people. Yeah, you had to like look at Thor: Love and Thunder. That'll be on
Yeah, that's literally coming out soon, right? On
November.
like
Yeah.
Like November.
Like that's
By
crazy.
November, it'll be at home. It'll be home by November.
That's
And it just came out in what,
crazy.
July?
Yeah,
Huh?
like
That's 4 months.
When I was a
That's 4 months.
kid,
Because if they don't, you got to think about it, Sada. If they don't,
yeah.
literally, if they don't, the black market, the bootleg market, will make millions. If
yeah,
You're right.
they would. Yeah, everyone would see it before it got to the next
yeah,
medium.
yeah. So
Uh,
you have to, yeah. And Hollywood, which is not that smart, never took home media as serious as they should have.
right.
Because you got to think with the invention of the VCR, that changed the
Ooh,
game. That changed the that'd be dope.
that would
That
be
changed
dope,
the
but he's
whole
too old.
game. Yeah, that changed the whole game for movies because now you
Yeah.
had people that had home theaters, they had better TVs.
Right.
You know what I mean? The living room was the place, and then Blockbuster hit. So now you got a whole
Yeah.
market to get that home. Because if you don't, you're gonna miss out on a lot of
Yeah.
money. And that's when we got straight to home videos. Like all of that, there's a whole market for that. And people just don't realize how big it is. Like Maverick came out what? They come out before Thor, or after before Thor came out before Thor. Maverick will probably be on video probably like October.
Mm.
Between October and December, we'll see Maverick, and that made what? That was one of the top grossing films of the summer.
Yeah, it made $1 billion. More than
Yeah.
that.
Check this shit out. The Bond, so the films and the actors. So the first Bond movie, Dr. No, 1962, From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, and Thunderball. That's all Sean Connery. Then you skip, and then they were. I guess this means they were gonna. It says unofficial Casino Royale in 1967.
Yeah, I guess that didn't come out, so
No,
that
it
Maybe it
didn't
count.
didn't
come
come
out.
out.
They're
Yeah,
all these are named
David
after the
Niven.
books. Yeah, all these are named after books
Right,
that Ian Fleming wrote.
right. We see David
Roger Moore is
Niven's
the
picture.
longest. Yeah, man, Roger Moore is the longest running Bond. He played
Roger
Bond
Moore
for
did
the
the
longest.
most movies. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
my
he did the
favorite.
most
He did
movies.
Live and Let Die, Man with the Golden Gun, The Spy Who Loved Me, Moonraker, For Your Eyes Only, Octopussy, and A View to a Kill.
Never say never again.
I said that
Just
one.
unofficial.
Oh no, that's his unofficial Sean Connery. That's charted as a Sean Connery. And also Diamonds Are Forever is charted as Sean Connery.
Yeah, that's Sean Connery. Yeah, Diamonds Are Forever is
Weird.
Sean Connery.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite ones that he did. But my
Huh?
favorite one that Roger Moore did was Moonraker.
Octopussy is good too. Yeah.
And the Man with the Golden Gun. That was
Oh yeah,
that
that's
was
a great one.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, his were all good. And then you had Timothy Dalton did 2. He did Living Daylights, License to Kill. And then Pierce Brosnan did 4, GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies, World's Not Enough, and Die Another Day. It looks like Daniel Craig is the second most right after Roger Moore. That's interesting.
Yeah.
He did
Yeah.
Casino
Now
Royale,
GoldenEye was the
Quantum
shot.
of Solace.
Yeah.
GoldenEye was
GoldenEye was my
cool.
shot.
Yeah, it
That was my
cool.
joint, man. I like that. GoldenEye.
Yeah.
And I think it's
I didn't
Tomorrow
follow
Never
it after
Dies or Die Another. There was
Die Another Day.
two
Yeah.
of those movies he made. I loved them. One was
Mm.
GoldenEye. I think the other one was
You got
it might
Tomorrow
have
Never Dies, The
been
World Is
it
Not
might have been
Enough,
Tomorrow Never Dies or The
and Die
War Is
Another
Not
Day.
Enough.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But yeah. Let me get this off of Sada's face and my face.
I'm
real
still
quick.
down with the Michael Keaton. I'm still down with the Michael Keaton
Yeah,
idea.
that sounds interesting.
That's a great idea. I hope DC never does Green Lantern right. Oh, I hope DC does Green Lantern right. DC needs help to gain more fans. Green
It
Lantern
would be
would
a
be a
great
great
way
way.
to they could do Hal. They
Yeah,
could
I've
do
been dying for a
John.
decent Green Lantern.
It's a great way to
Yeah,
go. They just, I don't know. They had that great show, and then that got canceled. And then they just haven't really done anything with him outside of, I guess, this new animated film that came out this year that I have to see. But yeah, that would be a good way to start.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I don't know about start, but prominent, a good way to go.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Green Lantern currently his construct armor makes Iron Man look like an amateur.
It does.
Yeah. Of all the
didn't know.
constructs created by the Green Lantern, one manifestation simply puts Iron Man to shame. When Hal Jordan needed to take on an entire army, he crafted a suit that Tony Stark could only dream of. Even among the brilliant minds of the Marvel Universe, there are few people capable of creating a weapon like Stark's signature line of armors. Since his very first oversized suit, the genius has only gotten better at improving on his Iron Man armor, adding new cutting-edge tech to make him one of the most capable heroes in the Marvel world. Now, while Iron Man has created some pretty cool weapons, it doesn't take a genius to operate a Green Lantern's power ring, which is capable, is able to generate anything that anyone can think up. Instead of technical know-how, all one needs is just a spark of imagination to bring their wildest visions to life. And while Green Lantern created his own Iron Man suit in a non-canon crossover, he also made one in the main DC universe. I did not know that. And I think I have a picture of it.
Oh, he
Clearly,
does it all. He does it
yeah,
all the time. Clearly, that looks like
an Iron Man knockoff.
Iron Man. No, yeah.
That's
Wow.
Iron Man. That's Iron Man. He
I
I've
uses
love
seen him
Green
make a
those
Lantern.
colors though.
construct. I've seen him make constructs of like an armored, like like he's inside of like I don't know, like a Hulkbuster type armor, things
Mm.
like that. I
Ooh,
just
those
matter of
Yeah,
fact, he
colors are
did
yeah.
nice
World's
though.
Finest. He just
I
did
know
it
what
in
you're
World's
talking about.
Finest.
Yep, he did.
Yeah.
Yep. I got that picture too. Check it out. Let me get it for you. Get that. But yeah, what was it called? World's Finest. This, yeah.
World's Finest.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been reading that somewhat. Let's see. Yeah, this is that suit I think that you're talking about right here.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah. So that's like more of a Hulkbuster type size deal.
I like that.
Yeah, he'll do. Yeah, he'll do something like that. But I've even seen him
Exo
do.
Manowar is dope.
Yeah, I've even seen
Exo
him make
Manowar.
like giant mechs. I've even seen him make
Oh
giant
yeah.
mechs and drive them.
His mechs
Like
are I love his mech.
that.
His mech
He
armors.
said, he said they're like,
Yes. Wow. Chef's kiss. What's he grabbing?
mm.
A
You know what? I think they should just go with a female Green Lantern. They should just do one of the females. Just go with that. That might make a better movie.
I feel like they
Hal
should
Jordan's
tap
is too
into
hard to
John
do.
Stewart before they do that. He
Yeah,
has
I was
not
like,
been
Everybody,
tapped into yet.
everybody's been asking for John
yeah,
Stewart.
I want him to tap
yeah,
into
yeah,
John
yeah, yeah.
Stewart.
That's the black one, right?
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
And
black
then
Green Lantern, right?
yeah. And
Yeah,
then they want to do a female lantern. Sure.
yeah. You can do the
Why
female
not?
next, but do the black one first.
I just really
So yeah, I
John
got.
Stewart.
Speaking of Exo Manowar, Slade, go to valiantcomics.com and order you this right here. This is every Valiant comic from like I think the 90s to now. It's like 1,000 comic books on this thumb drive, and it's like $60, dog. Every Valiant comic that you want, all the Exo Manowar shit, everything,
Ooh.
up until I think up until 2018 or maybe it's 2008. Yeah, it doesn't come all the way up to nowadays. Obviously, they had to cut it off somewhere, but yeah, I think I got this like a year ago. So I think it comes up to like 2018. I'm not sure, but yeah, check that shit out. EXO is dope.
That
Yeah,
is dope.
so yeah, his construct, man, he was hooking up Iron Man suits and shit. I didn't know he did all that. I didn't know he
Oh,
did
he
that.
did a lot. Oh, Green Lantern. Green Lantern can make kryptonite. He
He can
can
do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
he can block out certain rays, spectral rays of the sun. He can make a sun with its own gravity. Uh I mean it's just it's only limited to his imagination of what he
Right.
can and can't do. Basically, he can do whatever. He
Yeah.
can do whatever he wants. And I've
Anything
seen
Yes.
some
he
stuff.
wants.
Despite how powerful a Green Lantern can be on their own, their powers can reach even new heights when combined with other beings of great will, like the members of the Justice League. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, members of the Green Lantern Corps often work in tandem to fight intergalactic threats by using their constructs together.
Ooh.
But against one of its strangest threats, the Justice League went one step further, uniting their wills and powers behind one ring
Yep.
to great effect.
They
Kyle
just did it in
Rayner,
World's Finest.
or is that
Just did
John
it in
Stewart?
World's Finest.
Yeah,
They just combined Batman and Superman in the
yeah,
one being, but it uses a lot of power. It'll drain the ring significantly fast to do that. Um, Batman actually, I don't know how, but he took the ring from Green
hmm
Lantern and put it on, and then combined his will and Superman's will to make Super Batman.
Nice.
that's
Do
crazy.
some serious damage. Yeah.
Ooh. See, we could have possibly seen that in the movies by this point.
Yeah,
What a shame.
Yeah, man, it's a lot. It's a lot of missed opportunities, man. But um,
And it's gonna be because
Yeah.
Hollywood just isn't that smart.
For some reason, they don't want to include the one of the staples of DC, Superman. Like I don't really understand that, but
yeah,
I don't know.
they
I
want
just
to.
think it's just too many people in charge that, like George Lucas said, they don't have a passion for it. They don't want to put, they don't want to make it their life's work. They don't want to dedicate themselves.
right.
Um,
They
Mm,
just
he
want.
claims that's his claim to fame with Star Wars. Like he was like, look, I cared about it. I cared
yeah,
about how it looked. I cared about how
they
it
just
felt. I cared about
they just
everything.
want to hop in and make a buck.
Right. Right.
Well, Black Adam's replacement is apparently a very capable and almost, I don't know, better hero, Malik White, right? He's White Adam. But he
Right.
might only have just gained the powers of Black Adam as the ruler of Kandak is dying. But the anti-hero's replacement is already proven to be a much better hero than the man who gave him his abilities. In Black Adam number 3, Malik calls Shazam to transfer some of his powers to his dying ancestor as the quick thinking saves Black Adam's life in the process. So White shows that he's much better equipped to be a hero than Teth Adam ever was. In his new 12-issue series from DC Comics, Black Adam gained a mysterious disease that was killing him during a battle with a being claiming to be Darkseid. Realizing he didn't have much time left to live, Teth Adam sought out a successor and a replacement as he passed on his incredible powers to Malik White, a descendant of his who had no idea about his connection to the former villain. After transferring his powers, Black Adam's condition worsened as he was on the brink of death, but Malik isn't about to let his ancestor die without at least trying to save him first. But yeah, pick up Black Adam 3. Pick up that this Black Adam series has actually been pretty good.
Yeah.
Not enough Black Adam in it for me. It's all
Oh,
really, so it's a lot about transferring to this new character, but I think he'll get it back. I think it'll end up back with him by the end of the 12th issue. That's how they usually do these things. But yeah,
I don't
that's,
know.
that's
we'll see.
popping
He
up
might
there,
be
right?
Black Adam for a while.
Yeah,
Mm,
I can see
I
that
hope
too.
not. I hope not for too long.
no.
Because how many
No.
times have we heard this? The replacement is just automatically better than its
Yeah.
predecessor. Like, how many times have we
Yeah.
heard this?
Well,
Right.
I can tell you what, for everybody in the chat, if you bought Black Adam number 1, that is the first appearance of Malik White.
Mm-hmm.
So tag it and slab it and put it on your wall,
Yeah.
and
Yep. Yep. Yep.
you'll actually have that first appearance.
Boom.
A lot of people look past that. We might get a White Adam movie 10 years from now.
I could so see that. Unless The Rock just slams his foot down, like, no, this is my domain.
I don't know, man. Rock had problems with Fast and Furious. That's why he's not in the
I
movies anymore.
know. I could kind of understand that. I don't know. Like, he was so reduced in the 7th movie, and when he had such a big part in the 6th and 5th movie. So I don't know if it was an issue with like Vin Diesel because he thought he was like overtaking the franchise. I don't
Mm,
know. It kind of
right.
sucks because I thought he was great for the series.
Yeah. Well, Matt Reeves has been accused of stealing ideas for the
Oh
Batman
yeah, I
movie.
saw that.
Yeah.
Saw that.
Yeah.
Yep.
As the DCEU continues to grow or, have its own film projects canceled, many fans have been quick to forget that the Batman already launched its own universe. And the new Batman adaptation was directed by Matt Reeves, right? Starred Robert Pattinson as Batman. Shockingly, however, DC penciler Chris Wozniak has claimed that Matt Reeves allegedly stole his ideas for the film. Although Chris Wozniak is only a former penciler for Batman comics at DC, he claims that Matt Reeves still managed to take several of his ideas to produce the Batman. As you can see, No character or anything. No, you can't see it. I'm sorry, but he included the additional chart with this that kind of shows um Batman at the end of his career in Wozniak's plot, Batman at the beginning of his career in the Batman criminal banking conglomerate, organized crime syndicate, complete systematic corruption funded by banks, complete systematic corruption renewal fund. Um, those are a little bit different, but commune is Riddler's surrogate family. Orphanage is Riddler's surrogate family. Expose truth about the afterlife. Unmask the truth about corrupted Gotham. Armageddon for everyone in the world. Judgment Day for everyone in Gotham. Biblical global plague. Biblical flooding of Gotham. Half of these are so similar that they're hardly worth mentioning, but the ideas in Wozniak's plot stem from an outline that he once submitted to producer Michael Uslan. He suggests that his outline was reused by Michael Uslan as the basis for what Matt Reeves would write as the final script for the Batman. Furthermore, Wozniak claims that the similarities are too close to be mere coincidence. For example, he even notes several sequences in the film that are not only similar to events in his outline, but they make more contextual sense as well. For example, Wozniak discusses a scene from the climax of The Batman. In this scene, Batman uses a green serum while fighting Riddler's followers in Gotham Square Garden. It isn't quite explained what the serum is beyond the suggestion that it's adrenaline, but in Wozniak's story, it turns out that the serum is actually an antidote needed to fight a slow-acting toxin from the Riddler. And this potentially indicates then that the Batman was actually a rewrite of Wozniak's script with certain ideas left over. And it's unknown if Warner Brothers or Matt Reeves or Michael Uslan will have any response to these allegations. Probably not. But for the time being, Chris Wozniak seems eager to fight for his side of the story. As such, he's teased that there will be a third Batman Gate video. So stay tuned to Screen Geek or YouTube for updates. But yeah, I mean,
Evidence
I don't
is
know,
pretty
man.
damning.
Yeah,
No, that evidence sounds kind of convincing to me.
it is. It's kind of it is kind of intriguing,
especially that green serum thing, because they never explained what that was and like where he
right?
got it from. They never
Right.
hinted at it throughout the movie, so it's just very strange.
Mm.
So we'll see.
It is odd. It is odd. So yeah, this is sort of their I don't know. The more I look at this chart, though, Batman at the end of his career in Wozniak's plot, Batman at the beginning of his career in Michael Mann's plot. Or in Matt Reeves' plot. That's like the opposite.
But I mean, it's kind of like copy my homework, but not too much. So
yeah, I get that.
It could be like that.
Yeah, I get that. Criminal banking conglomerate, organized crime syndicate. Systematic corruption funded by banks, systematic corruption funded by the renewal fund. It's more of a political thing. So in Wozniak's, it was a bank thing, and in Batman, it's more of a mafia, corruption, political type thing. And then you've got a commune as Riddler's surrogate family in Wozniak's, and an orphanage as a surrogate family in the Batman. But I don't remember him having any sort of family in the Batman. What are they talking about?
Orphanage. Well, I guess the Riddler came from an orphanage, right? Because that's how Bruce put the pieces together. So I guess.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, like, what about his family? What's this family? What did they ever show any members of his family?
I guess that was his family. I mean, they never really touched upon it. So
that's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm trying to remember. If they ever showed any characters that were supposed to be his orphanage buddies or friends or brothers or whatever.
Yeah,
because the people that were helping him,
his slight reach.
Yeah, because the people that were helping him were just people that he gained, from online, from YouTube or whatever he was doing, Instagram or something. Expose the truth about the afterlife. Unmask the truth about corrupted Gotham. No, that's a reach. Armageddon for everyone in the world. Judgment Day for everyone in Gotham. Maybe. Global plague or flooding the streets of Gotham. I don't see that as being related.
The flooding. I could see it in terms of,
Yeah,
stakes.
I can
I
see
could
it.
see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I could too. Yeah.
Yeah.
A global plague.
Yeah, in terms of
Yeah.
stakes, like you have the climax being that of a global plague, and then the climax in the Batman was that of the flood, and that happening and that pushing the movie forward. So I could totally see that one. They're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
similar in idea, but in the
Yeah.
broader scheme, I think they're similar.
It's hard to do it's hard to like they did, like the woman that claims she invented the Matrix. It's hard because their stories are, like you said, it's almost like copy my homework but change it enough so that it's different. But it's like when you're writing, there's only so many stories. It's all, you got the hero's journey. I mean, there's only so much shit you can do and you just tweak it. So I think every story is a tweak. I mean, Star Wars is a tweak of whatever, Kurosawa samurai movies and Greek mythology. And, I mean, everything is a sort of a tweak on a previously told story in some way. So it's really hard for court cases, for judges and shit to award these claimants with anything. Like if Wozniak went in and claimed this in court, it's hard for them to prove that that's not just a similar storytelling trope, then it was actually, verbatim
Oh,
copied.
does he want to go to court with
I
this?
think he's talking about pursuing it. That's what they said. That's what it says. And in the thing I read, yeah, he's talking about going all in. So I don't know what he plans to get from it, but he's eager to fight for his side of the story. Maybe he's just wants everyone to know about it and he wants people to go, oh yeah, but maybe he is looking for some sort of money.
Probably wants validation for his ideas.
Right.
And
Yeah.
want people to know that it was taken from him and made money with it.
Wait, what's that from? What are they saying by that?
Yeah, well, they take each other's ideas all the time.
Yeah.
Swapping around, fucking around.
I mean, look at Marvel and DC characters. They're like literally bites off each other. So
right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
but
could the guy that made Deathstroke go to court against the guy that made Deadpool? Rollies?
No.
Just,
I mean,
yeah.
Slade Wilson, Wade Wilson. There's a lot of that going on in Batman, in Marvel and DC. A lot of it.
Yeah.
And it's like it's biting on the like. We're not trying to hide the fact that we're biting. Like we admit that we're biting. Like they admit it all the time. They admit that they use each other's shit all the time. But I don't know. I'm not gonna be like, oh well, Matt Reeves movie. Matt Reeves. He's not really shit because he stole that from the penciler Wozniak. Like, come on. I don't think it's gonna give him too much. I don't think he's going to get what he's looking for. I think he's looking for people to be like, oh, that's completely stolen. Yeah, he ripped you off. You know what? Pay this guy. It's not going to happen, Wozniak. It's not going to happen.
He's got to prove it. Yeah, he's got to prove it.
Yeah, he's got to prove it. If Matt Reeves really did take it, he's going to pay for that one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually he will.
He's going to be butt naked like Ezra Miller. But yeah, guys, that is our hour and 24 minutes. You guys have anything else you want to say before we go?
She-Hulk was great.
She-Hulk was great.
Oh yeah, I gotta watch She-Hulk. I'm actually gonna give that one a chance. I'll give the first episode a shot. See where I am. Yeah, I don't know. It's just my hopes were kind
of all people. We needed you of all people to give us your person. We want to hear your personal opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna give it a shot. I said I was kind of iffy on it, but I'll give the first episode a shot and see where I am.
I'm
A lot of
hoping
Easter
that
eggs.
the first episode is not a fluke because, like, the first episode, the Hulk is in the whole thing. Like, it almost seemed to me like, oh, Marvel can't do a Hulk show, so let's do a She-Hulk show and just have Hulk in the whole fucking thing, and that's our Hulk show without it being a Hulk show. That's kind of how the first episode plays it. But I'm not thinking that's not going to be the case. I think it was more of this is the origin. Like, I don't even know if Banner's going to be in the whole thing in every episode
Probably
like that. Like,
not.
but I would hope so, but probably not. But we'll have to see. But
Well,
episode
we
one
watch her.
was good.
Yeah, maybe I should
Yeah,
be like Norm Rad. Should I wait
yeah,
and
she.
binge it?
Yeah,
Well, I don't
yeah.
know actually. No, because I feel like
She'll.
I
first
can't
Well, they
episode I
show
because
gotta
her.
see right.
It's a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of things. They show her breaking the fourth wall. To
yeah,
me, it seemed like a live action version of the comic book, but they just wrote their own story.
yeah.
It's their own story
Mm,
that has nothing to do with the comics, but it played out like a comic, like when she broke the fourth wall, how she
Mm-hmm.
does in the comics. She does it all the time. Like even in one comic, she even ripped the pages back and you've seen the ones and zeros, and
yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
she'll jump from block to block to fast travel. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
if she wants to get to the other side of the country, she'll just swing from, you know, from block to block, and she's in the West Coast now.
Yeah.
So
Well, it was good, man. It was well made. It was well acted, well produced.
yes, it
Everything
was.
about it was good.
I
It was
agree.
entertaining. I think she's hot as fuck. Just me personally. I think she's hot. But you know, but yeah, we'll do a full breakdown, full review on it Monday. So stay tuned for that. So guys, every Monday, every Saturday, every Monday, every Wednesday, every Saturday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here. Check us out every week, 3 days a week, the same days, every day. All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Bruce.